right, welcome back. This is going to be game 2 of this series between UPitt's Sexiled means Honkeys and Grove City College's Reprot team. Initial ban coming out, Lee Sin once again. So not really looking to fight that champion.
Once again, as the loser does get to pick the side that they want to start on, we will be having SMH on the blue team again. And at Lee Sin, once again banned out Irelia. So same bans as the last game so far. We could be seeing that Lysandra ban coming in though, as Lysandra played extremely well last game and was a major issue for SMH. There it is.
Yeah, so Lysandra causing huge issues there. Even with Ari being ahead 5-1 to Lysandra's 2-2, Lysandra was able to just 1v1 her consistently with that ultimate.
Yeah, after a couple of repeated ganks from Wukong, Lysandra became too big to really handle, and looks like the same bans coming out for Reprot team there. Feeling pretty confident coming off of their last win.
Is that a Rengar?
We could be seeing a Rengar.
I love me some Rengar. Knife Kitty.
And, does like playing these hard carry damage junglers coming in.
Yeah, no, if you ever play with Filthy Peasants, he will refuse to tank. He will refuse to support. He refuses to play AD carry.
Give you blue buffs.
Yeah, no, he refuses. He like, if you ask him, oh, what do you want to play? Not AD carry, not support, not mid, jungle or top. I'm gonna kill people.
I see. So that's being hovered over for now. Has not been changed. So we probably will see that locked in pretty soon. And there it goes.
Yeah, so that has been locked in. That we're gonna see some neat ganks. I think we're gonna see a lot of pink ward pressure this game from Reprot team as a result.
We could be seeing that Thresh get locked in again. Played pretty well last game. Got a bunch
like
of
the same bot lane getting locked in
again.
Yeah.
Pretty comfortable with that. Graves got extremely big last game, and it will be locked in. They're gonna have to stop him from going legendary this game.
Excuse me, but yeah. So between those two, Soikyan now looking for Misfortune and Callista, 2 AD carries being hovered over. Not sure which one's gonna get locked in.
I think they're just messing around. So gonna not comment on that too much. The Ashe.
Yeah, there's the Ashe.
Would see sooner or later is being covered over right now, and Janna as well. I think Janna is a better pick here.
Yeah, with all the hard engage that was being thrown down by Reprot team last game, I guess, you know, Janna, the Monsoon does a lot more to disengage than Nami Wave does. And the thing is, I mean, we saw yesterday with the Janna player picking up that Talisman of Ascension, even just gives your entire team so much move speed with those captain boots, with the Janna passive. You know, you can run away from pretty much anything. Wukong now being hovered over once again with an Annie as well. So this still more or less the same team composition. You know, swapping out that Lysandra for an Annie this time around. But still, you know, pretty much the same idea. You lock people down, and this time they have Tibbers instead of the Lysandra ult. That's an AoE CC that they have access to that they did not before.
She's not going to be able to get away from ganks too easily though this time round, and we could be seeing Filthy Peasants camp that lane pretty hard, as we have a lot of lockdown for the Annie already. We have the Ashe ultimate and a Rengar. The Bola is pretty much guaranteed when you throw it in mid-air. So we'll see if they can shut them down there. Rek'Sai being hovered over. A lot of things being covered over right now, as they're thinking about Yasuo right now.
I'm not too sure what these guys are thinking. Fartosh hovering over some mages, actually. I think we might see him go Victor top? He's been sitting on that for a while.
It's I haven't seen that in a while. I don't actually think he's as strong top as he was pre his rework,
Really?
but yeah, losing the silence is really bad.
I think the thing is though, it's not so much the sound. The fact is, with the rework, he became much more of a brawling, in-your-face type of champion, which is, to me at least, what a lot of top lane champions are. But it looks like he's gonna go onto that Vlad instead. We saw him play that yesterday to pretty great effect. Unfortunately, was not able to split push as much as he wanted, but was definitely a force to be reckoned with in the late game, as Vlad gets to be probably one of the strongest champions in the game in past 40 minutes.
Seth has been locked in as well, so they're going to have a pretty strong siege comp coming into this game between the Ash Volleys and all of the spells that Xerath can throw at the enemy team. Meanwhile, a Sejuani being hovered over right now. I don't actually think we're going to see that, but I would be pretty amused if it actually got
Ooh, we might see an AD Fizz top with the Wukong in the jungle this time around.
You could also see Annie top. That's been like a thing lately.
So what I want to bring up is, with the heavy siege comp coming out of SMH this time, I think, especially after seeing the first 3 picks from Reprot team, as Riven gets locked in as the final pick, it's a bit of a mistake to really commit to that with that Xerath pick. Because to me, the best way to counter the heavy siege comp, right, is with heavy engage. And with Wukong and Thresh and Annie, you have exactly that.
They have picked up quite a bit of disengage though, so I think they will be okay from that. The Janna ult followed by Janna Tornado, they've got the Ash ult as well. So as long as they can keep the enemy from bursting them 100-0 right away, they should be okay to just siege those towers and slowly poke them down. So they're going to have to be pretty careful about the flashes. They're going to need to ward up everything and basically prevent the flash engages from coming.
Yeah, and when you have the likes of an Annie and a Wukong on the other team, those flash engages can be extremely potent. As we go into the spectator delay, we will go down these rosters one more time for you. Blue team is Sexiled meets Honkeys from University of Pittsburgh. Filthy Peasants once again in the jungle on Rengar this time around. Stoichion picking up his favored Ashe, that comfort pick coming in with Cobra on Janna as his support. Stitch in the mid lane on Xerath this time around, and Fartosh picking up Vlad for the top lane.
On red side, once again, we've got Reprot team with the Spartan playing Wu for game 2. He's gonna be going up with Euphoria in the mid lane on Annie this time. Weaver Reaper choosing to go with Riven instead of that Hecarim, that cancer horse, as Twitch chat has been saying. And in the bot lane, we're gonna have the same duo of Shimatora and Top Dog Scorpion on Graves and Thresh once again.
So yeah, I'm really anxious to see how SMH decides to play this game, because I feel like all the disengage in the world won't really help if you have Riven in the middle of your team, Annie locking down your entire team with Tibbers, and Wukong just knocking up your entire team at the same time. Like, that's so much burst damage, that's so much CC all at once, that it's incredibly hard to deal with, even with the Janna Monsoon.
They're definitely the ones that have to adapt this game, as the team comp of Reprot team is basically the same. All the playstyles are exactly the same as last game.
They've got 3 out of 5 of the same champions. So.
Yeah, so they're basically playing the same game over again with slightly a little mix-up thrown in there. So SMH has had the option of trying something new. They got to think about what they want to do against this comp. They got to see the Wukong that was picked pretty early once again. They saw the Graves and the Thresh. They knew they were going to be up against similar champions there, and they chose to go for a split pushing Vlad and a heavy disengage team coupled with a lot of poke. So we'll see if this comp ends up doing a little bit better. They definitely need to ward up better this game, and if they do, we'll see if they can actually use their comp, use their siege to any effectiveness here and actually win the game this time.
Yeah, I mean, they had a pretty strong start the last game. It's just Wukong, those ganks, man. They, I mean, they started. He did not have as many failed ganks as Filthy Peasants, because like whenever Filthy Peasants would gank, his first gank went swimmingly, right? But every gank after that, he would die. Giving up buffs or kills, at least one kill to the enemy team, and that's not what you want to happen. As the jungler, you want your ganks ideally to go cleanly, get a couple kills, get out, and just pick up advantages for your team, snowball people, and get them ahead. But that was just not the case. So let's see if he can actually adapt and get around and get around that issue this time around.
So changes have been made, and we'll see what they decide to do. We'll see if there's another blue buff steal. There was an invade last game.
Mm-hmm.
Could be seeing something similar again this game. And Rengar and Wu both aren't really the best early game junglers.
Mm-hmm.
Can be countered pretty easily.
Oh yeah. Although I think if we do see a fight between the two junglers early, Rengar probably comes out on top, because he does an obscene amount of damage with that Q. And this game, every single member of both teams rocking skins, so no skin advantage to either team. All I'm getting from this is that these people really like to spend money on this game.
They do. I don't think any of them have you beat though. Pretty hard to have you beat. I don't think I've ever seen you play classic skin.
It happens from time to time. It's rare, but it's definitely an occurrence. But we do have lots of pings now into the bottom side of the jungle. They're going to go straight for this red. They want to go for a fight right at level 1, and with their team, they can definitely do it with the Riven knockup on her Q, as well as either a Thresh Hook or a Flay coming out. I mean, that's a lot of CC to deal with. If Annie takes her W at rank 1, that's going to be another stun as well. And looks like she's going to skill up Q instead. They're going to wait in this bush. But if Graves with that buckshot as well, that's going to be a ton of damage. They're going to get spotted out by this ward, however. And they're not going to find anyone to kill here. I think we might just see a blue buff start for Rengar, potentially. No, they're going to wrap around the backside here. Going to walk into a bush of 4. They're going to see them with this ward. They're just going to leave this. They do not want to be engaging this 4v5 at level 1. Top Dog Scorpion going for the hook. Going to get sidestepped by Stoican, but he is really far away from the rest of the team. He's going to have to probably burn that flash. Will he use it? Yes, he does. He just barely gets away. That one more auto attack from pretty much anyone would have picked up that kill. But with just one flash burned, he manages to survive, and no clear advantage given to one team or the other just yet.
So Flash has been burned. We could be seeing an early gank coming from Wu. He might just do a level 2 gank after he starts his jungle here. So they're going to need to be wary of that, as they do know, as both teams know, that the Flash is going to be down for about 5 minutes there.
Yeah, it's definitely not ideal that he has that down, especially as an Ashe. You know, pretty much known as one of the most immobile AD carries, right? And it's kind of a rough spot to be in if you are that champion. Janna electing to go with the Frost Queen's Claim line of items this time. Not going to go for the Talisman, not going to go for that massive burst of move speed that she can offer with the Talisman. But, does now have a little bit more utility with that slow, can slow the enemy team from engaging too hard in these mid to late game team fights.
That crit from Ashe doing so much damage early has picked
nice
up a little bit of an advantage there in the trades. So we can see Graves is still
Is there
gonna hit
be a
level
hook
2
here?
first.
There might be a hook. There's a play. The hook comes out onto Stoichkon instead of Cobra, but the tornado comes out, stopping that aggression. Very nicely played by the bot lane of SMH.
So good trade back from SMH bottom lane here, despite being down a level.
Yeah, and you know, early game with those base stats, you know, the levels matter so much more than later. Oh, Cobra gonna get hooked up here. The exhaust comes out. He burns the flash, so both flashes now down in the bot lane. I think we're gonna see Wukong down here pretty soon.
He's heading to his topside jungle though. He has not cleared that yet, so it's actually gonna be a while before he visits. Not sure that the enemy team actually knows this, but
Ooh, hook coming out onto Cobra this time. Is he gonna go down? The flay comes out. One more auto attack would do it, but no, the heal from Stoichkon does come out. He manages to save his support. I think a buckshot also would have finished the job there. So good on him, managing to keep everyone alive. No first blood just yet.
actually gold advantage going to the side of Pink here, as they have a small CS lead going in.
That hook was very close. But yeah, slight CS advantage to SMH, just, you know, a little bit here and there. And that Frost Queen's Flame, I think, is also making up for a little bit of that, as top lane now gets ganked. Oh, nice flash from Fartosh. Did not want to get knocked up by the Riven there. Would have taken a lot more damage had he not done that.
So lots of flashes down on the side of SMH here. So
yeah, they're very vulnerable, as now Riven going in very hard for this engage. Not quite going to go down. Hook just barely missing onto Stoichkon, just out of range. Ooh, nice crit onto Shimatoria. Not too happy about, you know, Thresh's repeated attempts to hook him. So Stoichkon just gonna put some more damage onto Graves there. Gonna pick up potentially a nice CS lead here as the bot lane of Reprot team goes back here. He's just gonna try and shove this. Maybe, I don't think he's realized just yet. Now I think he realizes that the enemy team has backed. So in terms of gold, I think Ash will have a BF sword coming back into lane, whereas Graves only has the pickaxe at the moment.
Fartosh sitting up here with a little bit over half health, in a little bit of a dangerous position though, as one Riven flash combo should kill him. His flash is down as well, but he does have Sanguine Bolt available, so he's safe for a little bit longer as long as he doesn't burn that.
Yeah, unfortunately for him though, he is down almost 2 full waves of creeps. He's gonna be able to farm up under the tower a little bit at least. Vlad does have a pretty good time about that, but not. You just see him missing a lot of those range creeps, not having too good a time with those, as the gank coming out in the mid lane here. Euphoria gets slowed by that Bolotoss, does not have the stun available. The stun from Stitch misses, unfortunately. That's not going to be too much fear coming out from Euphoria. They're just going to walk away from that.
Yeah, Filthy Peasants coming to lane without any Fury points there, so...
Ooh, Weaver Reaper trying to go aggressive on this, uses the ultimate, takes down Fartosh for first blood. I don't think he was expecting that level of aggression coming out right at that moment.
At this point, that lane is gonna only get more dangerous for Vlad as he returns.
Filthy Peasants now coming back into the lane. Not too sure what he's doing here, just kind of waltzed through. But Dragon has been pinged. They do have the vision control over Dragon on the side of SMH. Wukong just gonna come out into the river, gonna clear that pink ward out. So that's a little bit of gold wasted, unfortunately.
Yeah, that pink ward was taken pretty quickly, so it did not get a long life there, as he's wrapping around the bottom.
There's going to be another pink ward. Oh, wow. That's going to be 60 gold and 200 gold down for SMH very quickly. Ooh, Stoichkon tried to sidestep that, was not quite able to, though. There's the flay. They do not have their ultimates yet. They're only level 4. Can they make it out of this? The flash gets burned, but Wukong, with that flash engaged, does manage to get it. And now Cobra is going to fall dangerously low. He's going to die to that ignite, unfortunately.
Were there only 2 shots from Xerath there?
Yeah, I don't think he used the third one. Not sure what that was about.
As,
I think he could have killed Euphoria.
By the tornado. I think he
Yeah.
could have gotten the kill.
But I think
But
this...
it looks like they might take Dragon off the backside.
No,
of that.
not with Rengar nearby, with Stitch supporting him from the bottom side here. Filthy Peasants, you know, just trying to go pretty deep here. Has a level... No, same level as Wukong. But now Wukong pinging for some help from his teammates. Not gonna need it as Filthy Peasants backs off. Instead, they're gonna start up this dragon. Wukong too low to actually do anything about it. So this could be the first dragon of the game, very free to Sexiled means Honkeys.
Ooh, that Hex Drinker. Probably surprising Fartosh a little bit as he
Yeah,
goes
Fartosh in a
really
very rough
aggressive
spot.
with that pull.
But Weaver Reaper, you know, with a pretty big advantage. Is he going to pick up another kill? His ultimate has just run out. I think had that not run out, that would have just been a straight up kill with that auto attack.
Yeah, a little bit too slow on the re-engage there coming out of him.
But now 20 CS down. Fartosh is not having a good time in this top lane. He's going to have to get some support from Filthy Peasants if he wants to, you know, continue that split push game into the mid game and late game. As Thresh goes in for the flash play, there's the hook onto Stoichion. He's in a lot of trouble. Does not have the ultimate yet, but there's the ultimate from Graves with that level advantage. Takes down Ashe for the first kill of the bot lane. Between just the laners, that is.
Good play there by Scorpion to easily realize that that was free. The flash had been burned from Ashe earlier.
Ooh, Stitch might get ganked here. The invis in from the Spartan. The flash has been burned. He burned the barrier as well, but he's not getting out of his Tibbers, just crushing him in the mid lane here. This is already 0-5 before the 10-minute mark. 3.5k gold in the lead for Reprot team, just not letting up the aggression onto Sexiled means Honkeys. This could go the same route of the first game very quickly.
Stitch having nightmares of last game as he is camped again with the similar combo of just Tibbers to lock him up this time instead of Ice Tomb with the Wukong gank.
And that first tower has already been taken in the mid lane here. Filthy Peasants trying to go in on the bot lane right now. The hook has come out onto Cobra. Filthy Peasants going around with that Rengar ultimate. They realize what's up with that exclamation point, but he's a little too squishy for this. He gets hit by the box, has to use the Fury stacks on that heal rather than, you know, like a snare or more damage. So just has to run away from that engage. They're just a little too far behind.
Yes, Stoichion and Cobra are still level 5, 2 levels down from their opponents there, so they don't even have the disengage or the engage tools right now that they were looking for when they picked this comp.
Yeah, I mean, even Cobra is out leveling Stoichion at this point. Only level 5, I believe the lowest level in the game. Really needs to hit level 6 for that power spike, for that disengage, for that self-peel that Ashe absolutely
Stitch gonna get this?
I think he's finally going to let up. Yeah, he's finally going to give up a blue buff. Realizes that Stitch needs the support. Realizing that he's really not doing quite enough at this point as the jungler. Needs to, you know, step up his ganking game if he really wants to carry this game like he does on Diana.
Might have actually picked Rengar just because he doesn't need blue buff.
This could be the case as well. Although the other day he was asking, oh, what junglers can I play that don't need blue buff, that I can take blue buff on all the time. But that is a discussion for another day, as Fartosh still trying to sustain up as much as he can in this top lane. Still about 20 CS down from Riven. So is probably going to need, Wukong actually sneaking up into the top lane here. Gonna be sneaking into this bush, looking for the engage. Weaver Reaper going in. The Sanguine Pool has been burned. Fartosh is ignited. The ultimate from Riven has not hit. Instead, it's gonna go back in, trying to get a kill, but a little too overzealous there.
A little bit greedy there, man.
Yeah, definitely greedy. Oh, the Ashe arrow missing! The stun coming out onto Scorpion. The Thrush, is not taking too much damage though. The Graves ultimate came out, gonna burn down Cobra a little bit. Not quite gonna pick up that kill either. Stitch trying to get what he can here in the bottom lane, but not too successful. Annie now coming down into the bottom lane. The Xerath ultimate, 2 out of 3 hits lands. but it's not going to be enough. Now Annie with the stun ready, and Tibbers, does she have flash? Yes, she does. The stun comes out, but is she going to flash for somebody? There's Cobra going down immediately as Xerath gets picked off in the back there by Graves and Thresh once again. That tower in the bot lane going to go down for now 3-0 in terms of tower score. That's all 3 outer turrets already taken down before the 14-minute mark.
So at 13 minutes, we're already seeing a staggering gold lead. Almost 8k there, as score is 0-8 as well. Things are not looking good for SMH right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the teams that Sexiled means Honkeys have been picking. You know, the thing is, they lack CC to try and deal with these ganks. And look, there's just Weaver Reaper asserting his dominance in the top lane and just forcing Fartosh completely off of the minion wave. He doesn't even have the tower there to protect him anymore. And he just backs off into the jungle and wraps around just to get back into the lane.
Yeah, the sustain is just not there yet, and we can see how much he's struggling. He's down so much CS, almost 40 now, as Filthy Peasants could be coming in.
Yeah, the Xerath ultimate has gone out. The Rengar ultimate used as well. Can he get the Bolitas? Yes, he does. But there's... Wow, he almost went down to that, but just manages to stay alive. Pops the heal just in case anyone else is there that he's not aware of. As bot lane, we actually have a nice gank there. The Ashe ult missing once again, going right past everybody. And that's going to end up with the Spartan picking up a kill, a double kill. Will this be a triple kill? Looks like no, as Stitch is just a little too far away.
Some miscommunication between the bot lane duo there, Janna ult causing Ashe ult to miss. And a little bit sad there. You kind of only pick Ashe if you are confident in hitting the ultimates there.
Yeah, I mean, so the funny thing about Pitt's Ashe players, right? There's a lot of them, and all of them, I think we've recorded them on streams of them shooting Ashe ults the wrong direction. That is definitely a thing. But Filthy Pets is caught out at his own red buff, being taken down. One Annie combo to finish that off, unfortunately, for Filthy Peasants there. Yeah. The Spartan trying to take that one. Looks like Ashe crits the red buff for the steal. Very nicely played there. Ooh, but a hook coming out onto Stitch. There's no follow-up just yet. Tibbers almost being taken down. They're not going to chase down onto that, though. Not really keen on getting that 100 gold.
Tibbers too tanky for Ashe right now, which is not quite a good sign at this stage of the game. Janna still is only level 6 as well. So, just tick 7 there, but the EXP lead is just going wider and wider.
I think there's more than just an EXP lead here. I mean, you see a 10 kill lead, almost 10k gold lead, and a 3 tower lead. I'm not sure that, if anything, I think this game is going worse than the first game for them.
Yeah, it seems like Reprot team has basically warmed up last game. They're playing the same comp again, so they feel pretty confident. All their lanes are winning. This blue buff will be taken with Xerath ult, so that's going to be down for a little while.
Yeah, and I think, you know, part of this could just, I think, is a little bit SMH's fault. They kind of let Reprot team pick up the exact same team again, and I feel like, you know, when you lose to a certain type of team comp, you kind of ban out champions that would fit into that, right? And you don't want to play against that again unless you have a surefire way of countering it. Which...
I think they felt safe once they had banned the...
Euphoria gonna spot out!
Just gonna
Filthy Peasants, yeah, he's just gonna get taken down there. Fartosh in a lot of trouble here. Has the ultimate down. Can he kill Weaver Reaper with that Heartseeker? I'm not too sure that that's actually gonna happen. Yeah, that shield from Heartseeker just doing so much, blocking off all of the ult damage. Now Stitch in a very rough spot here, gets smited up, gets ulted by Wukong there. Cobra trying to help what he can. Not going to be able to save Stitch though.
Monsoon was up, but not really used there, quite strangely enough. So Stitch goes down once again.
Oh, Euphoria gonna get a stun onto Fartouch, but he does retreat far enough behind the tower to safety.
The popularity of Namicon these days.
Ooh, Fartouch though, falling extremely low. Again, has to use that Sanguine pull. Will he go down to the Ignite? Looks like that's a no, but that is gonna be his flash burned.
That health bar though. I believe he dropped to, I think, under 10 health.
That's always scary.
So barely living there. As once again, we're getting deep wards all over the red side jungle here. And Suikion's in a little bit of trouble here, although he might not realize it just yet.
Yeah, he does not have the ward vision, really. There's Wukong coming around from behind. Going stealth, going in for this. No, looks like with the Janna appearing, they're just going to back off, especially with that teleport as well. Fartouch now on the chase. Spartan trying to go in. Looks like that's going to be a shutdown for Fartouch. That's a much-needed kill, but it might be too little too late, as that was, you know, that brings them up a little bit, but there is still a 9k gold difference between the two teams.
Looks like Baron will be coming up quite shortly. We could see them just rush it down. They're so far in the lead right now that they do want to force fights in the open as much as they can. And it looks like Riven's just continuing this solo push. Fartouch can't really stay in that lane too much anymore. We can see him bullied out quite easily. But he is backed up by a Janna right now. Riven's just gonna
Euphoria getting engaged on with that Ashe ultimate. Nice chain CC with the Xerath as well. Looks like they're letting Stoichion pick up that kill. The Tippers was used, but there was no stun attached to it, allowing Stoichion to just easily pick up that kill. That was a very nicely done pick, and they need a lot more of those if they're gonna come back in this game. Hopefully they do pick those up. Looks like they might get one here onto Thresh, but Thresh is tanky. Filthy Presence pretty squishy here. The hook comes in onto him with the Graves backing up, and one more Xerath ultimate. No, there's Spartan coming in from over the wall with that ultimate. Meanwhile, Weaver Reaper in the top lane kills Fartouch one more time. Cobra in a very rough spot here. There's no slows coming out. The Thresh hook is just about up. The flash gets burned, but Cobra still gets dove by the Spartan. Unfortunately, that's going to be his death. Stoichion trying to go in onto the Spartan now, but manages to very nicely dash Nimbus Strike to the far away Raptors and take the Thresh Lantern out.
And he's just gonna smite that away. The Raptors buff being pretty important in games as well, so he denies that out. So they can't clear the vision away from within their own jungle, and it looks like he's gonna take this red buff as well, since this jungle belongs to them now.
Yeah, I mean, you can just see that purely from the ward vision. They have more wards across the entire map, let alone just the enemy jungle here. SMH has one ward on the entire in their jungle here, and in the top lane Tribush, which is kind of out of the way. They're not really going to be pushing up that far, so that ward's not going to be too useful, unfortunately. Now, pink ward was just placed down and immediately cleared by Reprot team.
They barely have the gold to keep warding now is the main issue, since if you look at the gold totals right now, Thresh almost has as much gold as their mid laner, Stitch there.
Yeah.
So he's swimming in the gold right now.
Yeah, I mean, when the support of the other team has more gold than almost anybody on your team, that's, I think, that's the point where you need to start considering the next game.
Is this a best of 5 series?
It is.
Ah, okay.
So they do have, they can still come back in the series. It is pretty difficult, seeing as how they would need to win 3 games in a row at this point. But hopefully, you know, they do figure out what exactly is going wrong with their fights, and they can really, you know, take advantage of that, improve their communication between games, and try and pull out a win sometime in the next, I guess, for the next game.
So they might be looking to ban these hard engaged champions. They might ban the Wukong, or like the Thresh, maybe even the Graves. Put them on a champion that doesn't do as much AoE.
I think,
but it looks like
the best option would be to probably ban away that Wukong, right, and try and steal the Thresh, if possible.
The main issue with banning the Wu is they're running out of bans here, since if you ban the Wu, what are you going to stop banning? The Jarvan basically does the same exact thing and is quite honestly just better at it. So they need to keep the Jarvan ban as well.
Stitch trying to get away here, but he looks like he is going to be the target of both the hook and the flay. The Graves ultimate does get used, gets blocked a little bit by the barrier. Not going to do too much though, as Cobra gets completely dove on that kill. Spartan now diving even harder. Fartosh in a lot of trouble. Euphoria gets Ash ultimate, but she's in the wrong place. Uses that heal to try and run as fast as possible. I don't think she's getting away from this. Runs into the tower range. Can she pick up a kill here? The Spartan tanking the tower a little bit. Oh, he gets taken down by Soikion, but now Shimatora flashing away to safety. The Weaver Reaper is going to get caught under the tower, unfortunately for him. Filthy Peasant's trying to chase down, but he's not going to be able to. And now Top Dog Scorpion in a rough spot, but oh, that was a very nice play. Unfortunately, you know, he just gets another jump there. Filthy Peasants gets bursted down by Euphoria once again. The kill goes on to Fartosh from Euphoria, but can Thresh do this? One auto attack from Thresh picks up the kill. The Zeref ultimate is out. One more. No, it does not manage to take him down. I think if all three had landed, it could have been a kill, but unfortunately, that was not the case. They're just missing one of them.
Not doing enough damage with just the Morellos there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they could pick up the first tower of the game here, though. Doesn't really look like it. The Spartan has returned to lane. And it looks like he's just going to clear the creep wave there. But they did get some shutdown gold in that last engagement.
Yeah, they definitely, you know, they got some gold back on them. They can start building some more items. That being said, you know, I think just about everyone died. I think that was kind of an unofficial ace there in terms of just that team fight, and that's just gonna allow Reprot team to get even further ahead.
So things definitely aren't looking good this game. 25 minutes into the game, the gold lead is still hovering around 10k with a 15 kill advantage. And a 3 tower advantage on the side of Reprot team there.
Interestingly enough,
looking to clear wards.
Ooh, that was a very nice Sanguine pull. He saw the hook coming, and very nice anticipation of that. But interestingly enough, you know, in the past 10 minutes, it doesn't seem like Reprot team has been able to take an actual tower. They might be able to take one right now, though.
Yeah, they've mainly been diving. They probably feel pretty confident at this point in the game, and they don't really need to rush things. Their comp scales pretty well into late game as well. So they're just taking their time. A Baron has been pinged out, and they could just split push in all 3 lanes at once also, since I don't think anyone on their team can win a 1v1 right now.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one person to do it, it would probably be Stoichion. He does have that completed Infinity Edge, which is a nice power spike. Ooh, very nice steal on that Gromp from Fartosh there, but, you know, just picking up as many little things as he can to try and even this game out.
The Spartan looking for a gank.
Ooh, Stoichion gets hooked up, no follow-up, unfortunately, though. A little bit too afraid of Stitch there. Now Shimatora trying to 1v1 Filthy Peasants. Look at the damage that he does. And with that ultimate, Graves picks up another kill.
Things were looking like they could almost go in Filthy Peasants' favor, but Graves ult in the back pocket, pulled out, and he goes back to the fountain.
Dying is definitely the best way to back. The fastest way to back, at least.
2 and 5, not having the best of games. Definitely not as comfortable as he is on that Diana.
Yeah, or, I mean, I wonder if next game he's going to try and pull out Master Yi like he did last night. But Baron now being worked on, they do get spotted by that hawk shot. The box gets popped, so they're gonna try and deter as much engagement as possible. But there is the Ashen Ultimate used. Is Euphoria gonna go down? Oh, Euphoria went down before unleashing Timbers, so that is a huge amount of CC and damage we already used. And there's the Monsoon used for that peel. The Spartan now going in with that Wukong Ultimate, trying to knock up Ash. Finally gets the knockup. So, you know, Filthy Peasants picks up a kill, gets taken down by Graves once again. But this fight, I think, has gone mostly in favor of SMH. The thing is, Reprot team still managed to pick up that Baron.
Yeah, that Baron buff's gonna help them push. They had some trouble cracking the last outer towers there, but it seems like they're not gonna have
Shimatori
that now.
getting chased down that Frost Shot, doing amazing amounts of slow there, and allowing Ash to really apply a huge amount of damage. And this, I think, is finally going to be the first tower of the game for SMH. So slowly trying to claw their way back into this game.
We're pretty close on the Baron steal as well. Had they gotten this game might actually be slowly going back into their favor. They're going to pick up this dragon, their first dragon of the game. And they need to be careful as Euphoria does have Tibbers, and there it goes.
There it is. Yeah, Stitch is not going to quite go down yet. That exhaust doing a huge amount of work there, but Janna is going to be the primary target that goes down finally, and Stitch picks up a kill. I think he's trapped in this pit, though. He's probably going to go down. Euphoria manages to zone a lot of that damage, but that volley from Ash managing to do to finish her off, and now with the flash over the wall, Scorpion does not have the lantern available. I think he might even get 2v1 here, but no, he finishes off Stoichion with that flick. Can he finish off Bartosz? I think a hook would do it, but no, there's the Spartan coming in. The hook misses due to the Sanguine Blade, but there is Wukong with the Nimbus Strike and the Q for the kill. I mean, that was an ace once more. Now 18 kills in the lead. Reprot team, you know, definitely a very strong showing this game.
This is the issue of the enemy support having more gold than your mid and top laner, able to end up solo killing Ash in a 1v2 situation. The Spartan caught out a little bit, but there's the Lantern Dark Passage to bring him to safety. And they still have the Baron buff on most of the members of their team, so they will be looking to push down those outer towers shortly.
And there's just wards are being cleared left and right. It's really unfortunate for SMH. You know, they can't even maintain vision when they need to.
Slowly clearing out that top wave. This blue buff has been spun. We'll see if there's any contest over that right now. But Stoichion might wander too far to put on the chase. Doesn't want to chase him under tower though.
Yeah, especially, you know, Shimatori with that red buff, definitely pretty scary. And, you know, having the Blade of the Rune King and the Phantom Dancer is such... that's two full items. Oh, I guess now only one full item more than Ash. Ash now working on the Last Whisper, it looks like, with that pickaxe. But I'm not too sure if that's going to help too much. And now it's Xerath trying to, you know, just letting the enemy team know that he knows that they're there, even without that word in the bush.
Yeah, a little bit of damage there going out on Euphoria. Red buff is respawning again. Shimatora, his just ran out. Very happy to see that. Picks it up once again. Top Dog Scorpion looking for a hook here. He might go for the re-engage.
There's the hook onto Cobra. Can Cobra disengage itself? There's the Monsoon. Blows Scorpion into the enemy team here. And now the Spartan in a lot of trouble. The Cobra managed to get out. The Ash ultimate goes out onto the Spartan. But there's the Spartan re-engaging with the ultimate now. Getting a knockup onto all 5 Stitch in a lot of trouble. Goes down in the end to that crushing blow. But actually going down to Graves in the end there. My bad. But this is going to be a 5-man push into the mid lane. I think this could be a game-winning push as there are pretty long death timers still. Filthy Peasants will be the next one to be up on his team, but that's definitely the inhibitor down. Not too sure.
With the wave through dead, they can't do too much about that push.
Yeah.
Death timers aren't long enough for them to take two Nexus towers, so they back off. And it looks like they're going to finish up the rest of the outer towers with Riven in the top lane and the rest of the team hovering around this bottom lane right here.
Yeah, anyone who comes to defend these lanes is going to die. I mean, you can't 1v1 Riven at this point. And you know, when you have 4 extremely fed members of the enemy team at your tower, you can't do anything about that.
There goes Fartosh. He's gonna be sent back to the fountain once again.
Not having a good place. You know, he shows up and Riven just tells him to sit right back down.
Yeah, so kind of wishes he has time spent dead wins there. And yeah, the game continues.
The game continues indeed. 33 minutes into the game, we're 11 to 33, 3 times as many kills on Reprot team. They are nearly 20,000 gold in the lead with a 6 tower lead. This is one of those games.
There are as many kills on Reprot team as there are minutes in this game. They're averaging about 1 kill per minute.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's what we normally have for both teams in a single game. So props to SMH for holding out this long, but it doesn't seem like this game will go on too much longer.
Yeah, especially with Baron respawning in less than a minute here. If they decide to go for that, it's not a fight that they can... Oh, Filthy Peasants. What are you doing, buddy? Just gonna get around.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, but with the Baron coming up very soon, they can take that whenever they want. It's gonna be free. They don't. There's not a fight that they can't. That they'll lose. Ooh, Euphoria going in, taking down Stoichion over the wall. Now Fartosh trying to go in. I think he might be able to kill Euphoria here. As that Bizonias is down now. Now Weaver Reaper trying to go in is in the middle of the enemy base. Actually, Annie did not die. Euphoria managed to survive that Vladimir ultimate, and Vladimir going down to Top Dog Scorpion. Oh, the Xerath ultimate, not enough range to take down Annie for that last hit. I think this is game.
I think that's the first time I've seen someone get a kill through the gate without vision. That was pretty impressive there.
Yeah, that was very well played. Lots of peel for Annie as well, you know, keeping her alive. And flashing back onto his Nexus, not too keen on fighting here. Almost goes down on top of his own fountain to Ribbon though. But Reprot team picking up the second game in this best of 5 so far.